I'm Andrew, and welcome back to Custom Cards, where we teach you to make your own Magic the Gathering cards. Today we're talking about creatures, specifically iconic creatures. Now you probably know what iconic means, but in the context of Magic design, the term iconic creature has a very specific meaning. Each of Magic's 5 colors has a specific creature type that appears usually at rare and usually at least once per set. These creatures are called iconic creatures. They're meant to be big and memorable. Many Magic players don't know this definition of iconic. This caused a real kerfuffle when WotC announced Iconic Masters, that is, a set based on these creature types, and everyone thought, wow, I bet this set will be all about the most important cards from Magic's history, to which WotC replied, yes, that is what we had planned. You, get to work on Masters 25. Anyway, White's iconic creature is Angels. They all have flying. They tend to have positive effects such as buffing or protecting your creatures, gaining life, or sometimes dealing with opposing creatures. On planes where angels don't fit thematically, they're usually replaced by Archons or Kirin. Blue's iconic creature is Sphinxes. They all fly, and most of them either draw or scry. There really aren't many planes that don't have them, but when they don't show up in a set, they tend to be replaced by whales, leviathans, dinosaurs, spirits, drakes, dragons, avatars, gargoyles, elementals, elemental giants, or zombie gods. Black gets demons. Most of them fly. They tend to have effects that kill creatures or draw you cards in exchange for life. Many of them are cheap, but will make you pay in other ways. They exist on every plane except for Ixalan and Lorwyn. Red's iconic creature is dragons. They like to deal boatloads of damage to creatures and players alike. Sometimes, in place of, or in addition to a dragon, Red gets a phoenix. Phoenixes all have the ability to rise from the dead, because, well, that's what phoenixes do. Red doesn't get many flyers, but these two tribes are so fundamental to Red's identity that it makes an exception for them. Green has 2 iconic races because neither one has quite the weight that the other iconics do. Angels, demons, dragons, even sphinxes, most of us have heard stories of these since we were children, and so they resonate with us. But it's a little harder to pin down hydras and worms. Hydras tend to use +1/+1 counters or another effect to show growth, much as the Hydra's heads regrow when Hercules cuts them off. Worms just start out huge. Both types often have trample. Now WotC has moved more towards Hydras since they gained traction in original Theros block, but worms are still present. When designing your own set, it's a good idea to try to fit these creature types in at rare or mythic rare. They serve as big, flashy cards that people can relate to. And because so many of them have been made at this point, part of the fun of designing them is to try to reinvent them, often using your set's mechanics. For example, the Phoenix in Theros Beyond Death uses Escape to return to life. The one in Khans of Tarkir uses Morph. Get creative. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments about your favorite iconic creature. We'll be back next Thursday.